What's up guys, I'm Agastya Shah.
I'm Abhishek Garg.
Aishman Sinha. I'm Shubham Singhal. Janak Bhanushali. My name is Surana.
I'm Hitesh. Hello everyone watching us. We are here for the inaugural edition of DAPPERLYTAMED's IP The Men, and today we have on this roundtable men who are flipping creator economy. In the coming times you'll see more of such roundtables with men who are changing the world as we see. So creator economy has grown from a buzzword to a proven phenomena, and over the years we've seen it evolve with newer players entering into the ecosystem. Not just the creators, there are talent agencies, there are platforms being invested in the phenomena, and then you have an entire industry which is growing parallel to it. So I want to understand from each one of you here, what part of creator economy really excites you, and what is it that you've really observed from your vantage point? Maybe we could start with you, Agastya.
I feel like I'm still relatively new in this industry, like y'all are veterans in this. But I feel like what excites me the most is anybody today can become a creator. You know, the barrier for entry in this is almost close to nothing, especially to becoming a creator, because I feel like if your content is good, the content is king, right? Everything has an audience also. Yeah. So I feel like that's the most exciting part to me, is that you can make anything that you want, and if you're consistent enough and if your content is engaging enough, you will find the right audience and you can go viral basically in a month, like we saw with the 75 Hard right now. Like he just came up and he's become the new sensation right now. So I'd say that's the most fascinating part for me.
Anurag, from your vantage point, picking from what Agastya said, that anybody can be a creator, and as Collective Artists Network, you manage a lot of talent, not just celebrities, but now content creators as well. So how do you see creator economy, and like what's your definition of creator economy?
I mean, one, absolutely agree with Agastya. I think it's one of the only, and I would like to call it professions, where your fundamental creativity and the word creator itself, right, how do we define it, is very, very crucial. At Big Bang Social, which is the creator first arm of Collective Artists Network, I think the definition of who creator is and what a creator is, I think we've all kind of somewhere tunneled into thinking it's just about short video. I think we see it slightly broader, right?
Yeah.
I think the definition of creator is exactly what Agastya said, is to democratically and broadly create. Right? And that could be in words, that could be in text, that could be in the form of video, that could be long, short. There are multiple ways, right? I think the word creator economy itself is not completely understood, and it's very loosely thrown, and it's sometimes even confused with influence marketing. That's the biggest, I think, differentiation, right? Creator economy, the word economy itself comes from the entire input and output flow of business in the business of content creation, and the business of how the platform medium is defined in this phenomenon. For us, creator economy, in very, very simple, is about how many people are professionally building a career and a business purely using creativity and the advent of technology to distribute that content, right? And that could be in the form of content, that could be in the form of product, that could be in the form of commerce. So that essentially for us is how we see creator economy, and it could be fundamentally, we've been in this business for over 14 years of creating human beings as brands, right? So I think it is still that phase and that part of marketing, right, which today we call as creator economy, XYZ. But I think economy as a whole is that democratic way of understanding how many people in this population of ever growing, and numbers could be multiple, like we say in the next couple of years it's going to be 200 million plus people as creators, 100 million plus people of creators. How we define it is, I think, how Big Bang Social and Collective Artists looks at it. So creator economy is talent and the enterprise and the entire business around it. It's a much larger, I think, space of creator economy.
Very rightly said. I think our industry in general loosely defines creator economy. It's not just creation, it's not just distribution, it's not just the influencer marketing side of things. It's about what a creator like can build on top of what they have, and like creation, distribution is one part of it. Even creator brands are like another part of it. So Ayushman, I want you to share your thoughts on how you see the width of creator economy and what parts of it you think are still not being spoken about, not being talked about.
From our lens, it's slightly different. I don't think we enjoy the word creator economy at all. I feel like someone was trying to act really cool on a VC pitch deck and put that down to try and get a bit more attention on that bit. But the way I see it is, at least what most of us out here are doing is, we're building pop culture, we're catering to pop culture. Now, pop culture is obviously a much bigger space. You've got entertainment, you've got film, you've got everything that's happening on social, you've got events, you've got products, you've got outlets that are opening up for you to experience such things. So everything that is happening right now is probably a moment for India where we're finally building our own format of pop culture. We were mimicking the US for the longest time. We saw Korea come up with K-pop and Korean culture in general, which became really big. And I feel like India is having that kind of a moment right now, and we're all stakeholders trying to build as much as we can out there in our own separate niches. So at Represent, again, we've set up a perfume business with Zayden, investors in Raj Shamani's House Effects. We are investors in a really cool sneaker Indian homegrown brand called Comet as well. So for us, we're trying to identify what are the places where we can add further value to be able to strengthen this entire cause that we're really pushing a lot from our side, which is building pop culture as a whole. That's our singular focus right now. Our artists are aligned in that space as well. We're seeing them building much bigger communities than ever before. To give you context, we have an artist called Anuv Jain who we manage, who is pretty massive. He started off about 2.5 years back, and he did his first ever tour wherein he sold about 3,000 tickets. He's going back on tour right now, and he's going to do close to 80,000 tickets across the country. So the scale is just crazy right now. It's a great moment for us. Also really cool that brands are finally leaning into the idea. I think what everyone through this conversation will tell you is that narrative has completely changed, where a brand is giving you a very rigid brief now. It's become a lot looser, it's become a lot easier to work around. So in short, I think we're building pop culture, all of us out here, and we're all trying our best to grow that as much as possible.
So what I get from your sense, and like I think each one of you would echo that sentiment, that say content creation or like career as a creator is not just about following certain trends. It's about being a part of a larger movement that in turn shapes culture, and that's what you define that.
Yeah, a creator is not just following trends, they're creating them more so often. And you see that spike or you see that growth when you see more trends being created versus just being followed.
So that's what, like, creators are not essentially people who are following trends, they are people who are setting trends, and they are people who are shaping the culture as we speak.
Absolutely.
So my question to you, Shubham, is that given the space we are in, where you have this massive volume of content creators operating in the ecosystem, and you have each one of them trying their bit to find a niche, to find a space for themselves, how do you see like content creation as a career, like Anurag mentioned, that content creation as a career becoming more mainstream from what it is now? Do you think that it is very short-lived, or do you think that over time this as a profession will mature?
See, we manage a lot of creators, that's true. But I always say we only manage those creators we really, really believe in. We are in a business of building relevance. If you can, there can be multiple talent companies that manage talent, but if I cannot build relevance for a particular creator, I would not touch that particular creator, because that would be doing injustice to that particular person. So it's all about building a community around a group or around a person. And once that is built, there is a lot more to be done. Like, to take that into perspective, we manage a lot of beauty creators, okay? And it's very difficult to build communities around beauty creators. We're coming up with a model. We are launching salons under a single brand name, and each salon is partly owned by six different creators. And this is like, if you open 10 salons, there'll be 60 creators involved in totality, which owns the salons. So we are building businesses for them. We're handling businesses for them. And there's another one of our co-founders in our different IP. We are starting a pet care business with them. So you just need to know what will be sold, what can be sold by that particular person, and then you build on that. Otherwise, the content is typically same for a lot of people. But if you like, a lot of people talk to me about PR. Okay, how do you do PR for a person? And I tell my creators all the time that when I send my brand sheet to a brand, and if your name is there, that's PR, because otherwise that brand manager would never know about you. There's no possible reason that the particular person is seeing you on YouTube or Instagram, because right now you're probably at 30,000 followers. You're not discovered that much scale. So that's how we build relevance, and that's how I see the creator economy growing. That it will be very community led. It will be all relevance led. If you're relevant, you will make a lot of money going forward. Be it agencies, be it creators, be it anybody involved in the creator economy right now.
So interesting, right?
Yeah.
बड़े पर्दे पे होते हैं. Like it was very difficult to penetrate that market.
Big screen superstars are now coming to social media influencers to get their films promoted.
When you see people from really small towns creating content and getting viral, it suits your heart. Like, yeah,
Exactly, right? It's a wholesome story.
Yeah,